Hello everybody, hope everyone is having a great weekend. I have been leaked some more letters and names have been redacted to protect the guilty or innocent, however you want to look at it. But this other letter is 3 pages and it's in Spanish, and I haven't had a chance to translate all of it yet. But I do want to cover this here because it was like OMG. And took me a glass of iced tea and 3 oatmeal cookies to get through this translation. It's like, oh my goodness. But I have used Google Translate and translated it to English, so if anybody would like a copy of this, just let me know if you want both of them or what. I'll just automatically send both, I guess. Oh, where to begin? Where to begin? Oh, how about the top? Now, the top, it says Special Metropolitan Public Witnessing. And I've noticed that my reading of Spanish is actually getting better because I took Spanish in middle school and it's all coming back to me. Like I said, I'm going to redact some of their names and stuff. As well you know, the branch has approved the public preaching program in metropolitan areas of El Paso, Texas. We are all very excited to have the opportunity to work on this new arrangement. So apparently they have a new program in the Spanish side of the JWs, because I haven't heard anything about English about this. We are all very excited to have the opportunity to work on this new arrangement. There is no doubt that we all value the opportunity to support the work that Jehovah is completing in these last days. Yeah, well, he's a little slow because he's been completing this for what, 160 years now? The giving aspect of our personal resources. Oh yeah, you know, wait for it. Gonna beg for money. Is well established in Scripture. In some cases, Jehovah's people contributed to specific projects. Jehovah honors us with the opportunity to support the great work that is being done today. Aren't you blessed to be able to slave for Jehovah and give him everything you've got? AKA his organization? Yeah. Isn't it interesting that Jehovah always needs money? If you truly were being blessed by God, Jehovah, wouldn't he make sure you had enough money that you wouldn't have to beg? And like Russell said back in his day, and it's even in the Proclaimer's book, when we have to ask for money, then we will know the Lord's work is done. Well, take a hint. He was right. You're done. He guarantees that we will receive blessings when we willingly support the kingdom. This is the biggest pile of manure I have ever heard. Because when Mike and Shiloh were regular pioneering, our family was putting the kingdom first and doing everything we could. And we just kept getting worse and worse and worse and deeper in the hole and wasn't able to pay our bills. So you cannot guarantee that anyone will receive blessings when they willingly support the kingdom. That is a lie. Sorry, I just get so angry with these propagandists. With this in mind, and through the addresses given in the letter dated February 24th, 2023, regarding the public preaching program in metropolitan areas, we have calculated the expenses for the service year 2023. The suggested amount per publisher will be $1.95 to cover costs incurred by the SMPW operations. and that is the Special Metropolitan Public Witnessing. Okay, why is it going to cost $1.95 per publisher for them to implement this program and to do preaching in the metropolitan areas? You have slave labor that volunteer to do this for nothing. They pay for their carts and all the literature and stuff. Oh yeah, by donation, but you know they give. $1.95 per publisher to cover costs incurred. What cost? Additionally, while SMPW begins in locations in the downtown El Paso, Texas area, and UTEP, I'm not sure what that is, must have something to do with El Paso, there are plans to begin in certain areas of New Mexico. We deeply appreciate that you can follow up on this matter as soon as possible to cover the expenses of the SMPW. Please send your contributions in the following way. Now, I didn't translate this part because I can read it. You can make a check out to the Paradise Spanish Congregation Jehovah's Witnesses SMPW account. Write El Paso SMPW-2023 SY in the memo section of your check, and then put it in an envelope, and you can send it to the coordinator. They have his address, and then underneath that, we assure you that we appreciate all of your loyal support and hard work in Kingdom Interest, and we pray that Jehovah will continue to bless and guide this arrangement. He is not blessing you because he always needs money to do these projects. That is not a blessing. That is an epic failure when you don't have enough money to implement these programs. Bless and guide this arrangement as we strive to preach the good news to the full. With this letter, we send you our warm Christian love. And like I said, hopefully I can get at least the major part of these letters, or this 3-page letter, done. And it's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Something else. Now, I want to thank everybody for your research and your comments and your emails and your phone calls. I was reading comments this morning. Thank you for the birthday wishes and all of the wonderful love and kind words of support. We appreciate that very much. So everybody that is sending me stuff, a big thank you to all of you. The biggest thing is in New Zealand. Some of us kind of forgot about that New Zealand Commission going on, didn't we? Yeah, well, it's been brought to our attention again, and I'm going to put the link down below to this. Jehovah's Witness Church seeks exemption from Royal Commission Abuse and Care Inquiry. Oh, big surprise. The Jehovah's Witness Church has filed legal action to be exempted from the statewide investigation into sexual and other abuse. It is seeking a judicial review and high court declaration that the church does not assume responsibility for the care of children, young people, or vulnerable people. Now, I will remind everybody, yeah, you do have care of children. How many of us were passed off to somebody else in another car group to go with them, maybe like a pioneer sister or an elder, ministerial servant, circuit overseer, and his wife? Yeah. The minute you take a child away from a parent to put them in another car group, that is the care of children. The Royal Commission of Inquiry into Abuse said the church was arguing there were no instances of abuse within it that fall within the scope of the inquiry. Of course, because they have to get out of it and save every penny they can. I mean, good grief, they can't even afford to implement their public witnessing program in Texas and New Mexico without asking for money. Oy vey. Could almost make a person start swearing. The commission has emailed abuse survivors from the church to say it is treating this as a priority. It said it acknowledged the news may distress them and they had its support. Shane Meekin of Survivor Group JW for Justice said the move was immoral and would not work. Let's hope not, and let's, offer our support, and if nothing else, words of support, for all of the survivors and those in New Zealand who are trying to get, Watchtower, bring them to justice. Bring them to justice. Quote, they don't care about the ones that have been abused. They only care about their name, he said. That is so true. And I might add their money, their wallets. That's all they care about. The argument was based on the JW's lack of bricks and mortar facilities for young people, but that did not mean there was no interaction, Meechan said. It's a kick in the guts, but we knew it was coming, and that's what they do all the time. Exactly. They tried it with the Australian Rail Commission. They fought that for years, saying that they didn't have any care facility or daycare or schools or anything like that for children, so they should be exempt from the redress. Just man up, guys, and take responsibility for the sad neglect of taking care of kids and protecting them. They have not succeeded in being able to squash the commission from including them. Church spokesperson Tom Pesipikowski said the Jehovah's Witnesses had cooperated since 2019 with the commission, consistently explaining that the religion of Jehovah's Witnesses does not and never has taken children, young people, or vulnerable adults into care. Now, when I sent this to our dear friend Atlantis, he had a very interesting thing to say, and I'll read his email in a minute as soon as I'm done with this article. Therefore, the religion of Jehovah's Witnesses does not fall within the scope of this inquiry. Despite repeated requests, the commission has failed to present valid reasons as to why it disagrees. So they had gone to the High Court, said Piscopowski in a statement today. A spokesperson for Survivors Network, Steve Goodlass, said the concern was other churches coming in behind the call for judicial review. Well, yeah, because if Jehovah's Witnesses get away with it, the Catholics and all the others are going to try to weasel out of it. Churches learn from each inquiry and become more sophisticated as they go, he said. Yeah, they learn the loopholes and the tricks. The Survivor Network had earlier raised the worry the commission might be constrained in looking at bricks and mortar institutional abuse. However, the courts have upheld historical abuse of children when a member of the institution abused them in their own home, Goodlass said. So, like I said, I will put the link to this article below so that you can read it, share it. It's a good one to share. All right, now, Atlantis. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, and I also want to thank our Pimo friend very much for sending me those letters. Very much appreciated. He said he is going to look in to see if those videos in the summer convention were deleted in the Spanish conventions, and if the outline was being changed in the Spanish also. So hopefully we'll find out. All right, Atlantis, you're right. This stinks to high heaven. Church spokesperson Tom Pesipikowski said the witnesses had cooperated since 2019 with the commission, and I read that part. And he has bold print underlined, into care. And his comment is, you mean to tell me that children, young people, and adults are not put in the care of the HLC? which is the Hospital Liaison Committee. He's absolutely right. When those elders show up at your hospital room and they want to take over and speak for the family, you are in their care, you are under their medical care, and if they are on your medical directive and your blood card, you are under their care. Good point. Excellent point. Yeah, when elders go into hospitals and encourage JWs to commit suicide by refusing a blood transfusion. Absolutely right. This is the biggest bucket of cow manure I have heard in a long time. Well, sweetie, I just sent you the letter for the Special Metropolitan on Public Witnessing, and that's right up there with that, isn't it? All right. I got an email from a friend. Thank you very much, sweetie. And she gave me permission to read this. She says, I've always told both of my sons that one of the things I have wanted to do was to go back to some of the people I called on as a JW and apologize to them for ever bringing this cult to their door. Well, I know of several others that have gone back to Bible studies and good return visits and have basically unwitnessed to them. See? We're a vast apostate army. Well, I have started to do that, and the response is amazing. So those of you who do cart crashing, maybe try this, because we know some JWs, they are not going to change. So maybe try this. At first I thought I would just simply make the apology and give them a little information about why I left and then leave the premises. But we ended up in some great conversations, and I have been able to make a return visit, and provide them with public documents relative to CSA, the organization in general, sale of Kingdom Halls, and the state of Pennsylvania's investigation into the organization, etc. And the people I spoke with really appreciated my bringing them documentation based upon our conversation. See, what witness, Jehovah's Witness, is going to do that? They're not. They're not. Even if you go to Jehovah's Witness door, as soon as you mention anything negative about the organization, they're going to demand you leave their property. I also told them that I've been trying to get the local Chicago TV channel to run a piece on the organization, but as of now, WGN ignores me. They have all said that they hope I am successful with reaching WGN, which I plan to continue to do. I've been amazed at the response and have received everyone's willingness to listen and ask questions. That is amazing, sweetie. That is amazing. Now, I want to mention something else too. I have to be careful because I don't want to out this person. But we know of an elder in here in New Mexico, and Pimo elder. Well, we didn't know he was a Pimo elder until this past week, but we knew of his family. Some had left, and they hadn't talked to him for a while that I know of, and they needed help because of a bad family situation, you know, an abusive household. And so she called her dad, her elder dad, and imagine her surprise to find out that he is now a Pimo elder. And you know what woke him up? A trip back to headquarters. And many of you would probably be thinking, how in the world would that wake up an elder? He went into their Bible museum and he started looking at all the different translations and started reading some of the pages. And he goes, whoa, they do make their own Bible. So that's what woke him up. So we have given him our phone number and told him if he needs to talk, because we know, you know, they have no one else to talk to. And so hopefully, we can get him some support. Sometimes just having a chance to talk to somebody about the BS. And I know it's hard for you PMOs. And I talked to several of you on the phone, and many of you are just tired of all of this propaganda and asking for money and all of that. So, like I keep telling you, you guys are our heroes because you put up with this stuff. Just like those of you who are leaking this stuff to us. We appreciate it. We appreciate it because we know you put yourselves in danger of being outed. So, anyway, I will try to keep everybody updated, and if I can get this letter translated, I will do that. And I'm sure there is some details in there about this new program of the public witnessing, but I just can't imagine that they would need that much money per publisher, $2 per publisher, to pay for this program. What next? They're going to ask you to pay for the governing body's designer tailored suits, their Rolex watches, their bling, their alcohol. Just unbelievable. So you all have a wonderful week. I love you. Bye.